Good evening out there in cyber world, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Neil, again, and it is now September, which is the beginning of my favorite season, football season. This presentation is going to demonstrate to you on how to understand football odds as denoted in the sports lines that you normally see in your paper or online or on ESPN. I'm going to talk to you about three different types of sports line, the three most common, most basic: the spread, the money line, and the over/under. Now, first off is the spread. The spread is the most common, most widely used form of sports line out there. In a spread, there's always a favorite, which is denoted by a negative sign, and a underdog, which is denoted by a positive sign. So, for example, this week's spread for this game, which is Baltimore and Carolina. Baltimore is the favorite because of the -3, and Carolina is the underdog denoted by the +3. So the way a spread works is you take the final score of the game and you apply one of those, the -3 or to Baltimore or the +3 to Carolina. So if the final score is 24 Baltimore, 17 Carolina, you would either subtract 3 from Baltimore, making it 21 to 17, still in favor of Baltimore, or you would add 3 to Carolina, making it 24 Baltimore, 20 Carolina. In either example, Baltimore is said to cover the spread. They won the game, they won the wager, they covered the spread. So let's look at a different example. Let's say that the final score is Baltimore 20, Carolina 18. In this example, Baltimore won the game, but once you apply the spread and take 3 points from Baltimore, this final score is Baltimore 17, Carolina 18. So even though Baltimore won the game on the field, the real game, those who wagered on Carolina will win the bet because Baltimore did not score enough points to cover the spread. Now, there is something that happens in the spreads called a push. A push is when you apply the spread, it ends up being a tie game. So Baltimore 24, Carolina 21. Either way you apply the spread, you're going to end up with either 21-21 or 24-24. And a push, everyone gets their money back. No one wins, no one loses. And that's why a lot of times nowadays you see the 0.5s, the 3.5s, 4.5s, to make sure that this doesn't happen. Now the second type I want to talk to you about is called the money line. Now the money line looks confusing. Let me show you what the money line looks like. See, it's Dallas plus 150, Denver minus 110. Now just like in the spread, the positive sign denotes the underdog and the negative sign denotes the favorite. So the easiest way to understand a money line is to imagine that everything rolls around $100 in a money, $100 bet. So in this example, Dallas plus 150. Dallas is the underdog. You would bet $100, and if Dallas wins, straight up, no spreads, if Dallas wins, you would be paid $150 plus your original $100 back. Denver, as the favorite with a minus 110, that means that you would have to bet $110 to get a $100 payout. This money line is becoming more and more popular nowadays because it, as you can see with the 150, pay $100, win 150, it's not a one-to-one wager, and some of them get pretty large. You can imagine, for example, Seattle and Houston. Seattle won the Super Bowl last year. Houston was considered the worst team in the league. They got the #1 pick in the draft. That money line might look something like Seattle minus 105, where you have to spend $105 just to win 100, but Houston might be a plus 350 or 400, and you could win 4 times your money if Houston can pull it out. Now, the last form is the over/under. Now, the over/under is the simplest version. It's very simple. An over/under would look like this. In this example, it says over/under, Green Bay at Chicago, and a number, 44.5. To do the over and under, it's extremely simple. All you do is you take the final score of both teams, you combine them, you add them together. If it's over 44.5 or 45 and up, the over wins. If it's less than 44.5 or 44 and below, the under wins. Simple, right? So, we went over the 3 most basic types of sporting lines and kind of how to understand them. We went over the spread, which is just a point differential that the underdog either needs to be within or the favorite has to cover. We covered the money line, which doesn't use the spread, but there's potential for higher payouts, especially if you have a feeling that a big underdog can pull it out. And we've covered the over-under, which is a 50-50 chance. You can either win or you can lose. So hopefully the next time you're reading the sports page and you see these numbers, you can kind of determine what the Vegas odd makers, how good of a chance they feel that your favorite team has to pull out a victory. I hope you like this demonstration. I hope it helps you out. And go Ravens. Thank you.